Auspiciously Charmed, your weekly charm divination. If you're new here, how this works is we do one cast that will allow us to see the energies that are influencing the week ahead. The second cast will allow us to see what is influencing those energies. And then the final cast will leave us with some tips and tricks on how we can navigate through this week. What I'm seeing here in the house of I Am is there's going to be a lot of turning inwards and doing self-work and turning our attention towards self-care. A lot of that's going to be happening this week. Capricorn, so our legacy, our reputation, careers, achievement, we're really feeling like it's kind of slipping through our fingers. The infinite abundance seems like it's fading away and it's slowly heading towards the void space. So we're really kind of feeling shook this week about our achievements. Where is that going? Is it going to be the infinite give and take that we're looking for? In our house of expansion, higher learning, optimism, and I see we have the gift and it's flipped, and we also kind of have this charm that is just not attached to anything. So we're kind of feeling like we're not seeing any of the gifts. We're kind of feeling like they're leaving us unfulfilled. How we are perceiving our gifts, how we're presenting our gifts is feeling very unfulfilled this week. Between the house of transformation and I Know, so there's a lot of death and regeneration happening with our network, our vision, our personal tribes, inner purpose, true friendships. We have a lot of being rebuilt, but this was flipped. I had flipped it off camera just because it was easier, but it's also missing the root chakra. So we're kind of feeling like there is no solid foundation, that there is no stability occurring within our visions and within the networks and the personal tribes and our inner purpose. It's going through a process of rebuilding, but what's missing is stability. Pisces, we have the dog whistle. So this is in the house of I Believe, our subconscious, or on the opposite, our undoing. And this is a call of urgency. Are we contributing to our own self-undoing? This is a big whistle, like we are being called and we are not paying attention to the signs of how we're contributing to our own undoing. It's not surprising. We've got a lot of action happening in the void space. So the fairy kind of falls closest under the house of Leo. The magic feels like it's gone this week. We really forgot how to play. Everything feels like work. And it's just slipping through our fingers. Everything's feeling so mundane and like a chore and repetitive that we're losing the passion, we're losing the joy and the magic of life. We've got the earth chakra. So this is the chakra below the root, and it connects us to Gaia. And it's floating here in the void space. And we have the scarecrow, and the scarecrow is a way of deflecting and making sure that outside influences aren't stealing from us what we're trying to grow. And it's next to this book. And so what I'm seeing is there's a lot of trying to protect our spiritual knowledge, to hold on to what we think we know, to really cling to what we have already tried in order to solidify what we feel is threatened, which is our connection to Gaia, our connection to Earth. Really just feeling threatened this week, and we're kind of feeling like our luck has ran out a bit. So let's see what's influencing these energies. This infinite reciprocal relationship of abundance as far as career and reputation and legacy goes is the bat. So it's our old habits and attachments that are no longer serving us that need to be shed, and it's kind of long overdue. So we're really being called to look at all of those things that are contributing to our self-undoing. It's kind of that whistle that's being called here, right? So it's a necessary step, like it's time to face those fears so that we can move on to those beneficial changes. And it's also a call to mingle and socialize with others. Maybe there are messages from an outside source that could come to us that will help ease that feeling of that infinite abundance slipping away from us. Void space here. We have a dragon. So the dragon is kind of flipped upside down. And so when it's flipped, I always tend to add a different kind of twist to it. So the reason why we're stuck in this void space, and I think that we all know this intuitively, is that we're emerging into this new phase of our life, but we need to be willing to take more risks, be more vulnerable, and trust that we are protected. So again, the dragon's calling us, and it fell right by the fairy, to do those things that bring passion and joy to your life, because that is going to ease your mind and kind of open up that trust a little bit more to stop having so much energy happening in the void space there. Clarity happening here. That Earth Chakra stone was pushed by this Game of Thrones logo, and that was put towards this area of feeling like our gifts that we are trying to give to the world are being unfulfilled. And it's because we're getting too caught up in the intrigue. We're getting too caught up in the political. It's become this game of who can I trust and what is real and what's not. And it's just become this political game. And that's not what we're going for. We're going for living from passion and joy and finding that reciprocal abundance. But what's keeping our gifts from feeling like they're being fulfilled is we're getting a little bit too caught up in the intrigue. Influences this week is the earth symbol that fell in one of the most earthy signs of Taurus. So that I have self-esteem, self-worth, your money, material possessions, your relationships to the gifts you possess, both physical and spiritual. There's a lot of earth energy happening. So we're just really feeling that we need to work on making those solid foundations and building up from something strong. Let's see what Spirit's little tips and tricks are for this week. The first thing that I noticed here is the headless saint that fell by this transformation and regeneration, death, rebirth cycle that is happening within our network, within our vision. Basically what Spirit is trying to say is don't lose your head. Keep your cool. The next thing that I saw right away was the moon goddess, the triple moon goddess, Hecate, is offering some assistance with this urgent call to see what we are doing with our spirituality, or if we're contributing to our own self-undoing. So she's offering some help to us this week if we should call upon her. I balance Libra, so partnerships, unions, business contracts, lawyers, etc. We have more earth energy happening. So there's a lot of needing to ground this week, everybody. So we're supposed to be looking for a lot of stability in our relationships. How can we build them? How can we add to our unions in a way that makes everybody feel safe and secure? The trick that Spirit is giving us is to bring in all the elements this week to our house of health and routine. So making sure we have a balance of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. So as within, so without. Are we giving as much as we're receiving? Are we putting out as much as we're getting in? Really looking at all sides and healing and navigating through this week in a balanced way. Interesting to me that the dog bone fell here in this area of that spiritual knowledge that we're trying to hold on to, that we're trying to protect. Is it worth protecting? Are we being a little bit too dogmatic? Is there no room to give? Has this kind of well been dried up? Maybe it's time to explore new avenues of exploration, take those risks and open up, and maybe stop being so stubborn on what you know and be willing to learn something new this week. So in sum, don't forget to approach your health and habits and daily routines in a holistic, balanced way. The gifts that you are giving are only feeling like they're unfulfilling or not bringing you in what you want because we're getting too caught up in the intrigue. During this process of regeneration and rebirth of your network, your vision, your personal tribes, etc., while you're looking for that stability and foundation, don't lose your head, kind of keep your cool. Here, don't forget that reciprocal relationship with abundance can be fed by taking some risks and introducing more passion and joy. There's going to be a lot of self-work on self-love this week, so don't forget to turn inwards. And the goddess mother is opening up to us. The moon goddess, she would like to help us through this call to make sure that we are not being the subject of our own undoing and losing our luck to the void space. We need a lot of grounding this week, so make sure you're getting out in nature. Do the things that you find are the best way to ground yourself back into your body, back to the earth. Find some joy. Don't forget the magic. It's not all so serious. And maybe don't be so attached to what you already know. You're kind of defending something that has been buried long ago. It's time to let go of a lot of things so that you can move on to this infinite reciprocal relation of abundance. Thank you for joining me this week for this charm divination. If you like what I do here, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when I release new videos. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram for more magical posts. I'll link those down below. Comment below if you saw something that I didn't, or if you have any questions and would like some clarification as well. I do offer private videos of charm divination, so if that's something that you're interested in, DM me on one of those platforms. I am not officially set up, but I am offering them to those who request them. So enjoy your week, blessed be, and shine bright. Excuse me, miss. Ow, for real? No. You figured it out, huh? You figured it out? You're gonna sit here the whole time? Okay.